Okay, so I'm back. I'm stitched up to the corner here. And let's see if I can figure this out the first time. I'm going to zoom in a little. So when we go around here, we have to basically go around the corner. And if it's square and perfect, you can just leave it flat and then continue up the side. Piece of cake. Like I said, I'm not always perfect when I do this. When I cut it out, this piece wound up just a little bit longer, and I kind of like the rounded corner on the bottom. So I did this on my other sack too. What I got to do now is just one hole at a time and walk it around the corner, which requires a single iron, which I made this. It's got a head on it. It started out as a 16, or I don't know, it was a nail. I don't remember what it was. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of eyeball where that next stitch needs to go. And I'm going to hold it. You want to make sure any of your threads are out of the way so you don't cut them. But after eyeballing it, I'm going to hold it there. Go through. Sort the mess out. And then we're going to make that stitch. Now I'm sure that some of you folks will figure out a different way to go about this. This is the way I do it, purely because it's the way I do it. I don't really necessarily have any rhyme or reason to it, but it's the way I do it. And if somebody else, I cannot get away with this thing. If somebody else figures something else out, let me know. Maybe there's a better way to do things. I'm always open to suggestions. My wife might not tell you that. I always try to be open to suggestions. So, put the next hole in. And your next stitch. However, you know, if you figure out a different way that works for you, however you decide to do it on a corner, do all four corners the same way. Because you'll get one goofy corner and nothing's going to fit right. So that's not what we want. So, next hole is going to go right there. And like I said, this is the way I do it. There's probably about 1.5 million better ways. This works for me. I do have, I'm going to be making a couple other smaller projects with some of the scrap leather that I have for, like, well, I don't know, just little possibles bags, I guess you call them. I am hoping at some point to get to a craft show and actually start selling some things, because it'd be nice to replace some of the money that I spend on this to make my videos. And I quit. I was doing the ads for a little while, and I quit doing them because you guys don't want to see the ads. I know when I'm watching videos, I don't want to see the ads. So I decided you don't have to look at the ads anymore. I wasn't making anything anyway because I don't have enough viewers. And there we go. Now I'm going to come to the point where the two pieces on the bottom here come together. And there's a couple of ways that we can address this. My workbench here is right below my office upstairs. And my computer's running up there, and I got a fan that's going bad in it that I haven't replaced yet. Not that the computer's probably not even worth putting in a new fan. So right here, you know, I've got this seam. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold it together. I'm going to squish it up a little bit. And I'm going to make a hole on the other side of that seam. So here we'll wind up with a little bit more of a gap, but not a lot. Now, I'll show you a little different here. Just because the corners are always a weak spot. And especially when you have a seam on the corner like that. So I'm going to go around it. Oops, I'm out of the view. I'm watching so intently at what I'm doing. Let's see if I can get that. Just zoom that in a little. Oops. That's about as far as I can go. So what I did is I took the stitch from this side, I went around to the other side. I went around this as opposed to going over the top of it. Doesn't really make any difference at all on the exterior, on the outside appearance, which I can't really show you until I get more stitches done. So you really won't notice it there. But the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to go back, because I want to double that up there on the corner. So I'm going to go back a bit, if I can find it. To there. Okay. And being that corners are the weak spot, I just want to be where you get through there, the tighter everything gets. And again, I'm going around it. So then we'll just get back on our pattern here. And get through this hole one more time. Sometimes you'll get a hole that gets really tight, and you'll need to, let me get back off of there. You'll need to really, what do I want to say? You'll need to really pull on it, in which case I'll use a pliers, and I keep this pliers on my bench. It's got a wider point, but I don't think this will come up. There's no teeth inside the jaws. They're flat. They're jeweler's pliers, as opposed to something like that. Ooh, come on. Well, I don't know if you can see the teeth or not. Anyway, it's got teeth like a regular pliers. So now, what I can do is I don't want to run all the way up this piece. So I'm going to get that figured there. We'll put a couple more. The hard part about starting with the back as opposed to the front is that you don't know how long you're making it, because the back is longer. But I'll show you how I'm going to deal with that in a second here. I just want to get around this corner. Everything will stay together better that way. Clip anymore. again, when you're doing the corners, however you do it, however you choose to do it, be consistent. I have a feeling that this segment is going to be very, very long. But I really, really want you guys to see just some of my process here. So I do apologize for the length. I will try to cut this into maybe a part 2 A and B or something. I don't know. Anyway, I'll get this one done, and then I will show you how I'm going to measure that off, so I know where to stop. Alright, here I'm just going to kind of hold that. I'm going to set my front on here and kind of just line it up, because really there isn't any other way to do it. Well, of course there is. I'm just going to kind of hold it there, and I'm going to mark at the end. Same on this side. You want to make sure you're lining up the bottom here. Okay. Flatten it out. Let's go back out. And then I'm just making a mark here on the top. So now I know to stop my stitching right here. I don't know, my lighting is goofy down here. I didn't turn the light on behind me because it's flickering tonight. But I'll just go this far and that'll be it. So I'm going to stitch up that side, stitch up the other side. I'm going to do the corner exactly the same on both sides. When I come back to the front, you know, I'm just going to stitch up the front too, because it's exactly the same process. I might show you a little bit because it really gets to be a pain in the butt, because everything is together. At one point you're going to have an inside out haversack that you're trying to stitch on, so it can be kind of difficult to you know, get it to lay flat and punch holes in it and all that. But I might show that, I might not. At this point I'm just going to finish stitching the back on, and I'll get back with you later. Like I said, I'm going to have to make this into several different parts, I think. So stay safe, God bless, and have a great day.